Good afternoon. Respected Central Council member and our faculty for the next session, Vishnu Kumar Agarwal ji. Respected Central Council member Purushottam sir. Chairman Nirav bhai. Coordinator Bridge. Past chairman of Ahmedabad and Anand branches. We begin the next session, and to introduce our esteemed faculty, I invite Coordinator Bridge so that he can introduce sir, and then I would invite CCM sir and Nirav bhai for feliciting our Central Council member Vishnu bhai. So I give the charge to Bridge.
Good afternoon, respected members. I'm privileged and honored to introduce to C. Vishnu Kumar Agarwal sir. C. Vishnu Kumar Agarwal is a distinguished chartered accountant and a Central Council member of ICAI for the term 2025-29. He currently served as a Vice Chairman of CPE Committee and Direct Tax Committee. He is also an active member of key ICAI committee, including Standing Executive, Management and Finance Committees. With over 20 years of professional experience, he specialized in search survey proceedings, Benami and black money proceedings, IT-80 proceedings, and income tax litigation. A sought-after speaker and author, his book Landmark Judgment of Income Tax is a valuable resource for tax practitioners. He is dedicated to the growth of the profession, policy advocacy, and capacity building in accounting community. He previously served as a chairman of WIRC during 2017-18 and was a regional council member from 2010 to 2019. He is also deeply committed to social service, being associated with organizations like Lions Club of Mumbai, RVG Alumni and Vasai CA Hostel Alumni, Bharat Vikas Parishad, Rajasthan Seva Samiti, and Shri Jeen Mata Prachar Mandal. His balanced involvement in professional excellence and community services reflect his holistic vision as a leader and a change maker. His dynamic leadership, deep-rooted subject knowledge, and unwavering commitment to the profession continue to inspire peers and young professionals alike. C. Vishnu Kumar Agarwal is admired for his blend of professional excellence, leadership, and service to society, making him a respected figure in India's accounting and taxation domain. With this brief introduction, I will invite CA Nirav sir and Purushottam sir to felicitate C. Vishnu Kumar sir.
Very good afternoon. Honorable, respected, the Central Council member from Ahmedabad, C. Purushottam Khandelwal ji, the chairman of the largest branch of the India of the ICAI, Nirav Agrawal ji, all the managing committee members from Ahmedabad, all the past chairmen of the Ahmedabad branch, senior in the profession, ladies and gentlemen. First, I thanks to Ahmedabad branch, Purushottam Khandelwal ji and Nirav Agrawal ji for giving me this opportunity, for sharing my views, inviting me at Ahmedabad. I thanks to Ahmedabad branch and each and every member of the Ahmedabad branch. Friends, the topic given by the chairman of the Ahmedabad branch, the analysis of the judgment of the High Court and the Supreme Court. But before that, I want to say that the President has given me this opportunity and given the responsibility of the Direct Tax Committee and the CP Committee as a Vice Chairman. Friends, moment I take over the charge of the Direct Tax Committee, the Finance Bill 2025 was in the public domain, and the Select Committee of the Parliament has invited suggestion from the Institute of the Chartered Accountant of India, and they have given the 5 days to us. Friends, we have prepared the close by close analysis and presented before the select committee of the Parliament for the Finance Bill 2025. Friends, I proudly say that they have given 45 minutes to the Institute of the Chartered Accountant of India to present the new Finance Bill 2025 before the select committee. Friends, when we went in the Parliament to present our suggestion and the analysis, they have heard 1 hour 45 minutes without any disturbance, friends. Friends, under the Direct Tax Committee, we are coming with the guidance note, revised guidance note. Within 10 to 15 days, again it will come in to the public domain for the view of each and every member. I request each one of you, if you find any problem, anything in the revised guidance note, just to send mail to the DTC, Direct Tax Committee, dtc@icai.in. Friends, all the ITR from form number 1 to 7, all the ITR form, again the CBDT has changed. We are coming with the checklist for each and every ITR from form number 1 to 7, and within 15 to 20 days, it will be hosted on our website. Friends, under the CP committee, again we are working very hard, and we are coming with the real-time CP. Real-time CP means, in this program, registration is 600, and we are sitting only 300 chartered accountant. CP credit will be given to only 300 chartered accountant. This mechanism we are coming with, and it will become within 2 months. We are it is the very on the merit stage, and within 2 months we will come out with the real-time CP. Friends, in the last council meeting, one major decision we have taken. We all talk for the Indian Big Fours, but Indian Big Fours is not coming. Friends, we are coming with the networking guidelines across the world. So, within 1 year or 2 years, the dream of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, along with all our 32 Central Council members, we are coming with all the networking guidelines, and in the couple of days, it will come on the public exposure, public domain. Friends, if you find out any difficulty in that, again you give any type of the suggestion for this public networking across the world. Friends, one major changes in last council meeting we have done. Any chartered accountant can do 60 tax audit. 60 tax audit any chartered accountant can do. Before that, it was a provision that if there are a firm where 4 chartered accountants are there, then total limit of the chartered accountant firm for the tax audit is 240. Any one chartered accountant in that particular partnership firm can do 240 tax audit. From in last council meeting, we have passed that individually chartered accountant, for example, all 4 chartered accountant can do only 60 audit. Any another partner cannot sign any tax audit report on behalf of the another chartered accountant. It will be commenced from 1/4/2026. Friends, Purushottam Khandelwal ji is with me in the council. This branch building, friends, I can say all credit goes to Purushottam Khandelwal, because when we discuss any agenda, सबसे ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम आती है जब ब्रांच की बिल्डिंग बनती है. सो मेनी RTI कम, सो मेनी थिंग्स कम. सम पीपल वांट दैट बिल्डिंग बन जाए, सम पीपल वांट दैट बिल्डिंग नहीं बननी चाहिए. 1000 टाइप्स ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम वी फेस फ्रॉम फ्रेंड्स. बट आई हैव सीन दैट लास्ट 2 years Purushottam Khandelwal ji has day and night working very hard for this particular branch building, and all credit goes to, because I have seen in the council how to convince all the central council member, and at that time Aniket Talati was the president of the ICAI, and he was the infrastructures committee chairman. So as the infrastructures committee chairman of the Ahmedabad branch, friends, how to convince all 31 central council member, it is a very difficult task. Friends, and I can say only one thing about the Purushottam Khandelwal before coming to my topic. He is very hardworking, day and night. Around out of 365 days, around 250 days, he is working for the institute, student and member. Whenever we meet in the council, and after the council meeting, when we goes to a hotel, always he talk about the matter for the student members and how the our members practice, how it will be grow. Friends, across not only in India but across the world, he has traveled in last 3 years, and how our members' opportunity comes for the always he discuss about that opportunity for the members and the students. Friends, Major, he has again suggested in the council that we gives 1,500 rupees the students comes from the weaker section. In the last council meeting, he has suggested that instead of 1,500, why not we give 2,500 the person who is coming for the weaker section. Friends, this type of the humble person I never found. When I was the chairman, Western India Regional Chairman in 2017-18, again I was work with the Purushottam Khandelwal, and he's very hard worker person. Friends, I request each one of you, please join hand for this type of the people. Friends, now coming to the subject of the analysis of the important judgment. Friends, in last 20 years, I am working for the practice only in the direct taxes, search and seizure matter and the litigation matter. In last 20 years, I have found that 90% litigation comes for the Section 68, Section 69, Section 69C and 148, 153C and 153A. 10% litigation on the rest of the section. Friends, when any notice comes for the 148, always I seen that 8 things on that particular notice. Number 1, that notice is dated or not. Notice is properly dated or not. In the faceless manner, when any issue, any notice is right now issue, before 2 years, most of the notices are not dated, friends, because after the Ashish Agarwal cases, after the Ashish Agarwal case, what is Ashish Agarwal case, I will discuss later on. Most of the case notices of the 148 notice are non-dated. First requirement of the Section 148, any notice issued under Section 148 must be dated. Number 2, approval must be signed or not. Friends, most important thing for the 148 notice, whenever any notice issued under Section 148, 148 का नोटिस श्यो मोटो असेसिंग ऑफिसर इशू नहीं कर सकता है. ऐसा नहीं है कि रात को उसको लगा कि कल विष्णु अग्रवाल के ऊपर कल सुबह जाके मुझे 148 इसका नोटिस देना है. टुमारो ही विल कम टू ऑफिस एंड इशू द नोटिस अंडर सेक्शन 148. फ्रेंड्स, जब भी 148 का नोटिस इशू करता है असेसिंग ऑफिसर, ही टेक द प्रायर अप्रूवल फ्रॉम हिज एडिशनल कमिश्नर, प्रिंसिपल कमिश्नर और Chief Commissioner, Principal Chief Commissioner of the Income Tax. In last 8 years, this section is amended from so many times. So time to time, previously it was 4 year and 6 year. So Additional Commissioner and Principal Commissioner. In the new regime, the Principal Commissioner and the Principal Chief Commissioner of the Income Tax. So approval has been signed or not. Approval must be the relevant prescribed format. Friends, the approval is whenever any assessing officer takes the approval for issue the notice under section 148, he takes the approval from the higher authority in particular performa, particular prescribed format. कोई भी असेसिंग ऑफिसर सिर्फ एक सिंपल लेटर पे पीसीआईटी से या प्रिंसिपल चीफ कमिश्नर ऑफ इनकम टैक्स से एक अप्रूवल नहीं ले सकता है कि ओनली आई वांट टू इशू नोटिस अंडर सेक्शन 148 एंड गिव मी द अप्रूवल. फ्रेंड्स, इट इज ए पर्टिकुलर प्रेस्क्राइब्ड फॉर्मेट इन विच he will take the approval from the higher authority. Approval must be in the specific authority and not in anyone else. Friends, more important things I say to you. Before the old new regime, the 148 notice comes, and after that, the assessing officer gives to the region copy of the region recorded. Friends, in the TTI Enterprise Limited, the Supreme Court has held that is the very good decision, friends. जब भी कोई 148 का नोटिस इश्यू होता है, 99.99% केसेस में रीजन रिकॉर्ड की कॉपी उसके साथ में नहीं देते हैं. 148 का जब नोटिस इश्यू हुआ, उसके बाद में एसएससी उसका रिटर्न फाइल करता है. रिटर्न फाइल करने के बाद में उसको रीजन रिकॉर्ड की कॉपी देते हैं. रीजन रिकॉर्ड की कॉपी देने के बाद ऑब्जेक्शन फाइल करते हैं. ऑब्जेक्शन फाइल करने के बाद में असेसिंग ऑफिसर उस ऑब्जेक्शन को डिस्पोजल करता है एंड देन स्क्रूटनी प्रोसीडिंग हैज़ बीन स्टार्टेड. फ्रेंड्स, इन द टीटीआई इंटरप्राइजेज वेरी गुड डिसीजन, द सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज हेल्ड दैट if the copy of the region record is not along with the notice under section 148, entire proceeding is bad in law. The Supreme Court has held in this particular case because notice comes in the end of the 6th year, 31st March 2020. If you get the notice under section 148, 31 मार्च 2020 को आपको 148 का नोटिस मिला है. उसके बाद में आपको रीजन रिकॉर्ड की कॉपी देते हैं. इट मीन्स रीजन रिकॉर्ड इज गिवन बाय आफ्टर 6 years. So entire proceeding is bad in law. Friends, it is very good, very important decision. My last approval must be supplied to the SEC along with the relevant notice and the order. It is very good decision. Friends, in the Ashish Agarwal case, how many you know Ashish Agarwal case of the Supreme Court? Friends, it is the very landmark decision, Ashish Agarwal case. After the COVID, the relaxation time given to the income tax department to issue the notice under section 148. So many writ petition has been filed before the various high court, and various high court has given the relief to the SEC. But ultimately the Supreme Court has decided that all the notice issued under section 148, all the notices are the valid notice. After that, so many proceeding has been again started. So many writ petition has again filed before the various high court. Various high court has given the relief, and ultimately in the case of the Rajiv Bansal, the Supreme Court has decided one formula that which notice is the valid notice and which notice is not valid notice. Friends, but first I come to the assessment year 15-16. The Supreme Court has decided in the Rajiv Bansal case that assessment year 15-16 cannot be reopened in any of the circumstances. Friends, because TOLA is not applicable for assessment year 15-16. For assessment year 13-14 and 14-15, they have given the one formula that if notice has been issued, this slide is very important, friends. If the last date of the notice was issued is 30th June 2021. If notice has been issued in the old regime is the 28th June 2021. Friends, 2 दिन से बचे थे उस नोटिस को इश्यू करने में. And when new notice has been issued under section 148B, friends, that time he has given that रिप्लाई. जब उस 148B का रिप्लाई फाइल किया, रिप्लाई फाइल करने के 2 दिन के अंदर आपको 148 का नोटिस इश्यू करना है. बट सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज़ गिवन दैट 2 दिन को उसको 7 दिन कर दिया, 7 days. जहाँ भी 7 दिन से कम है उस पीरियड को 7 days कर दिया, और जहाँ 7 दिन से ज़्यादा पीरियड है उस दिन को एज इट इज़ रख लिया. फ्रेंड्स, इन लास्ट 3 years, I have handled this type of more than 1,000 cases from my office, and I found that out of 1,000 cases, 980 cases is fit case where all notices are the invalid notice, and all notices are caused by either of the ITAT or either by the High Court. Friends, in this particular slide, the last date for issue of the notice was 30th June 2021. The actual notice has been issued on the 28th June 2021. Friends, the notice issued under section 148AB because of the Ashish Agarwal cases was 31st May 2022. He has been filed the reply on the 7th June 2022. 2 दिन के हिसाब से 9 तारीख होती हैं, लेकिन सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज़ गिवन द 7 days टाइम पीरियड. देन द लास्ट डेट for issue the notice under section 148 is 14th June 2022. The last line, the assessing officer has issued the notice on the 27th July 2022. Each and every notice has been time bar, illegal and bad in law. Friends, the most of the litigation, around more than 1 lakh notices issued for assessment year 13-14 and 14-15. Virtue of the Rajiv Bansal case, friends, 99% cases are bad in law. If you see the second slide, friends, the 30th June is the last date, and the notice issued under the old law is the 6th of the May. And the notice issued under section 148 AB is the 31st May. If you compare the first line and the second line, 30th June to 6th May, this comes to 55 days. Friends, and he has filed the reply on the 14th of the June. 14 जून 2022 से 55 दिन के अंदर अंदर वो नोटिस इशू कर सकता था. If you see the last line, 27 July, assessing officer has issued the notice. This notice is the valid notice. Friends, I mean to say that only 4 date you remember. According to 4 date, I assure you, in the assessment year 13-14 and 14-15, in the Rajiv Bansal cases, 99% notices are bad in law. For assessment year 15-16, assessing officer cannot issue the notice in any of the circumstances because TOLA is not applicable for assessment year 15-16. Friends, what about assessment year 16-17 and 17-18? In the Rajiv Bansal case itself, the Supreme Court has very clarified for assessment year 16-17 and 17-18. What assessment year 16-17 says? Friends, 148 AB notice issued with the approval of the specified authority is for the PCIT. And when he has issued the notice 148 and order of the 148 AD, again he has taken the approval from the PCIT, and each and every notice issued for the 148 and 148 AD after the 31st March. Then he must to take the approval from the PCCIT, Principal Chief Commissioner of the Income Tax. Friends, all the notice issued under section 148 for assessment year 2016 and 17 and 17 and 18 across the country, all notices are the bad in law, and all notices has been caused by the ITAT and the High Court. Friends, again I repeat, because it is very important judgment, and around more than 1 lakh appeal are pending before the various CIT appeal, tribunals and the High Court. So need not to be worried. 15-16 in any of the circumstances cannot be reopened. 16-17 and 17-18, the approval has been wrong taken from the PCIT. It must be from the PCCIT because 3 years already has been lapsed. And for the assessment year 13-14 and 14-15, only first slide, friends, you just figure out that whether the notice is valid notice or invalid notice. Friends, for assessment year 13-14, various case laws for the tribunal and the High Court has given. I just given on this particular slide. For assessment year 15-16, various case law has came for the ITAT and the High Court, and for 16-17 and 17-18, again various cases has been delivered by the tribunal and the High Court. Friends, sometime the notice has been issued on the non-existing company, dead person, and where all the partners of the partnership firm has been dead. Friends, the Supreme Court has held that where any company which is amalgamated to the another company, and company which is not in the existence, firm which is not in the existence, the person who has already died, any notices has been issued on the non-existence company, dead person, where all partners are died in the partnership firm, and the partnership firm has not existence, each and every notice is invalid notice, and all the notices issued by the assessing officer, if the SSC has filed the writ petition, in the writ petition, High Court has quashed. If he has went to the normal route from the CIT appeal, tribunal has quashed each and every notice where notice has been issued on the non-existing entity. Friends, one or two circumstances where High Court has given the decision that where SSC has not intimate to the assessing officer that my company has been amalgamated to the another company, friends, in that particular cases, some of the High Court has remain this notice is the valid notice. So I request you, whenever any things comes where company has been amalgamated, company has been gone into the insolvency, and show moto you wind up the company, in that particular case, just one intimate you give to the assessing officer, it will be help in the future whenever any notices come under section 148 or any normal scrutiny cases, because it is the established case that where notice has been issued on the non-existence firm, company or person, that notice is invalid notice. Friends, in the Maruti Suzuki Limited, Supreme Court has held very much described, it is the landmark decision. Friends, Supreme Court has described that all notices has been issued on the non-existing company, all notices are the invalid notice. Friends, the Supreme Court has given this particular case when any notice has issued on the dead person, that notice has been invalid notice. And so many cases I have quoted in this particular slide. Friends, cross-examination. Cross-examination is very important tool in not only in the income tax, but is the GST, in the Benami, in the Black Money Act. Whenever you demanded for the cross-examination and assessing officer has not give any cross-examination, friends, the several High Court and the Supreme Court and the tribunal has held that if assessing officer has not given the cross-examination, because the person, the witness of the department, on his statement he is relying and disallow any expenses and added any of the income, friends, assessing officer, if he is not giving any cross-examination, whole addition is bad in law. Friends, sometime some person has given the statement that I have given the accommodation entry to XYZ person, or this is my regular business to giving the accommodation entry to each and every person. Friends, in that particular case, that person who is giving the statement on oath before the investigation wing or under section 131, that is the witness of the department, he is not witness of the SEC. So it is the duty bound of the assessing officer to give the cross-examination the person who is given this particular statement. Without cross-examination, if he is added, friends, the whole addition is bad in law. Sometime in the tribunal and the High Court, the plea has been taken that you have not demanded cross-examination during the course of the assessment proceeding. Friends, in that particular case, sometime in the tribunal and has given the adverse judgment in the against of the SEC, I request everyone, whenever you see this type, you just call for the cross-examination with the assessing officer. Sometime our chartered accountant is afraid that यदि इसने क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन दे दिया तो क्या करेंगे, बिकॉज you know that these particular things are the arrangement only. In that particular case, friends, after coming of the so-called notice, you call for the cross-examination, because in last 15 days, assessing officer is again not in the give the position to give the cross-examination to you. If you are demanded for the 6 month back and you are afraid that यदि क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन मुझे दे दिया तो व्हाट विल हैपन, बिकॉज माई क्लाइंट हैज ओनली इट इज़ द अरेंजमेंट बिटवीन टू पर्सन. In that particular case, I request each one of you, take the cross-examination after issue the so-called notice. Friends, in the Kishan Chand Chelaram, all you know very well, it is a very landmark decision. HR Mehta versus ACIT, Bombay High Court, and so many again example I have given for the cross-examination. Friends, whenever any search has been happen of any of the person, several diaries, several loose papers has been found during the course of search and survey. Whenever any search has been done, happen on the builder, very systematically diary has been found in the premises of the builder or in the premises of its key officers or its premises of in the residence of the promoter. Very systematic diary has been found that these are the flat numbers, these are the buyers, these are the agreement value, these are the cash value, and ultimately transaction has been done and happened. We have received around 50 crore rupees cash for this particular project. Friends, agreement value is 5 crore rupees. He has given again 5 crore rupees is the cash and 10 crore rupees is the total flat value. The department says whole 5 crore rupees, around 50 crore rupees is your unaccounted income. The SEC says, sir, is particularly if I flat is built up, construct, my actual cost comes to the 8 crore rupees. So whether addition is for 2 crore rupees, whether addition for entire 5 crore rupees, whether addition is 5 crore rupees in the hand of the builder and 5 crore rupees in the hand of the flat buyer, what will happen in that particular case when search is happen? Various loose paper has been found in the premises of the SEC. Friends, first if I case 1, sometime the SEC says this is only 1,000 rupees. Department says it is not 1,000 rupees, it is 1 lakh rupees, 10 lakhs rupees, 10 crore rupees, whatever amount. In case number 2, in case number 1, name was not written. In case number 2, the name was written, that Ram, Shyam and Arun. In case number 3, amount is the same, but systematically he has written that this amount has been given and received. In case number 4, again very systematically he has written that this is the loan, this is the receive, this is the expenses, and this is the interest on loan. And various WhatsApp chat has been also found at the time of the search. What will happen on these all the papers? Friends, in WhatsApp chat also, it is found that, for example, Purushottam Bhai has sent one message to me, कि Vishnu Bhai, I am giving 10 lakhs rupees. Your office boy has came to my office and he has taken the 10 lakhs rupees from my office. And I again send, okay, Purushottam Bhai. Again 10 days after, when I return back to the Purushottam Khandelwal ji, again 10 lakhs rupees, same systematic chat will be found at the time of the search. Whether this 10 lakh rupees is added in my hand also, in the Purushottam Khandelwal hand also, and I have also given for the 10 days interest, whatever amount is the interest also I have paid, whether that interest has been also been paid or not. Friends, during the course of the search, handling the search is very smart task. You have also found that in Ahmedabad, total 13,000 chartered accountants are there. But how many do the practice of the search and seizure? Not more than 10 chartered accountant. In ITAT, how many chartered accountant goes? Not more than 30 chartered accountant goes to the ITAT. In the same way, in Mumbai, only 5 chartered accountant do the practice of the search and seizure. Only 30 chartered accountant goes to the ITAT. Whether we have not the knowledge, each and every chartered accountant is the expert. And he have the knowledge. Only we are afraid that we can't handle this type of the matter. Friends, whenever your client is searched, because what happened, 20 साल के अंदर उस पौधे को आपने बहुत बड़ी मुश्किल से तैयार किया और जैसे ही सर्च हो गई तो कि सर्च तो विष्णु अग्रवाल के पास ही जाना है, और विष्णु अग्रवाल के पास जैसे ही वो ऑफिस में आया, आपकी ऑडिट भी गई, आपका टैक्स का काम भी गया और सर्च का काम भी गया. फ्रेंड्स, search is not a difficult work. Search is very easy work. Search assessment is again very easy work. When I was the student, when I was doing the articleship, that time block period was there. Now again block period was came. Friends, that time I was surprised that 6 साल का assessment कैसे होगा, 6 साल के पेपर कहाँ से लाएंगे. But when I handle the search assessment, friends, it is very easiest assessment in spite of our scrutiny assessment and 148 assessment. Friends, coming to the point, this case 1, where is no name has been written, only amount has been written, the ITAT, High Court and the Supreme Court has held that all these papers are the dump document, where there is no corroborative evidence has been found during the course of the search. Each and every paper is the dump document, because so many notebooks, so many things are found. In the case of the builder also, whenever any this type of the notebook and the register has been found during the course of the search, various tribunal and various high court has given the relief that these are the dump document. Number one, some tribunal and some high court has estimated that particular income, that 8% or 10%, because that construction is not happen in that particular agreement value. Sometime peak has been given. So several methods of the giving the relief to the SSC in the case of the search. Friends, then these type of all the papers has been found during the course of the search. The High Court and the Tribunal and the Supreme Court has held that these are the dump document. Friends, what will happen when search part, जिसकी यहाँ पे search हुई है उसके यहाँ तो dump document हो गया, लेकिन what about राम श्याम एंड अरुण? बिकॉज राम श्याम एंड अरुण का मोबाइल नंबर उसके प्रमोटर के मोबाइल में था. प्रमोटर ने स्टेटमेंट दिया है ऑन ओथ कि ये वॉट एवर अमाउंट वेदर आई हैव रिसीव और आई हैव पेड. तो राम श्याम और अरुण का भी साइमल्टेनियसली 148 हुआ है. वॉट अबाउट राम श्याम एंड अरुण? ऑलवेज राम श्याम एंड अरुण ऑलवेज सेज आई हैव नॉट डन एनी ट्रांजेक्शन विद एनी पर्सन. एंड द सेवरल tribunals, High Court has again given to relief to the Ram, Shyam and Arun that transaction has not been happened. Friends, whenever any corroborative evidence is not found along with any of the paper, that paper is the dump document and rest of the paper, there is no value in the eyes of the law. Friends, again, very important decision. Electronic material without corroborative evidence to be treated as a dump document. Whatever WhatsApp chat has been found during the course of the search, friends, the tribunal has given the decision, because as the Indian Evidence Act, there is no value of the WhatsApp chat where again corroborative evidence has not been found. Very important case, friends. So many cases we have given. I will tell to our chairman Nirav Agarwal to share these slides to each one of you, friends. So need not to be worried. Friends, in the case of the search, so many loose papers, WhatsApp chat has been found. For example, one of the client is Reddit. There, so many notebook, so many papers, so many computer evidence has been found in the different of the person. He has again taken the unsecured loan of rupees 100 crore, share capital of rupees 100 crore, whether that 100 crore rupees share capital and 100 crore rupees unsecured loan and so many bogus bill has been taken for booking the bogus expenses. And department has not found any increment material related to that. He has taken the 100 crore rupees loan from the Calcutta company, 100 crore rupees taken as a share capital from the Calcutta company, 100 crore rupees bogus bill he has taken from several entities. So many information has been received from the GST department before done the search. Friends, and no increment material has been found related to that particular entry, for example, unsecured loan and share capital. The statement has been given by the promoter that these all are the accommodation entry. Whether addition is sustained or not, in the central circle when assessment is going on, whether addition is sustained or not, where no increment material has been found during the course of the search. In spite of that, the promoter has given the statement that these all are the accommodation entry. The persons who is running the company from the SEC has got the accommodation entry. He has also given the statement before the investigation wing and before various authority that my main business is doing the only accommodation entry. Friends, the Supreme Court, various High Court has held that in case of the search, if no increment material has been found, no addition has been sustained. Friends, it is very important cases. In the Abhisar Buildwell Private Limited, the Supreme Court has given the landmark decision that in case of search where no increment material has been found and your assessment has been accepted, either scrutiny assessment or either 143(1), no addition can be done on the basis of the statement given unless and until no increment material has been found. Friends, this is again very important decision. Friends, one important decision where the ITAT has given the relief on the basis of the remand, CIT appeal has given the relief on the basis of the remand report. What is remand report? I think most of the chartered accountants practicing the income tax, they know very well. Friends, CIT appeal sent back to the assessing officer and called the report that is called remand report. On that remand report, if CIT appeal has given the relief, friends, this is again very landmark decision that department cannot file the further appeal before the ITAT and the High Court where relief is given by the CIT appeal on the basis of the remand report. Friends, this is again very landmark decision in the Mumbai Tribunal and some of the Bombay High Court, that where CIT appeal has given the relief on basis of the remand report, the addition cannot be sustained. Friends, the long-term capital gain, department is always says that it is a penny stock. SSC is always says that it is my regular investment. Whether addition is sustained or not, in the same way, share application money, department has says that these monies you have taken from the shell companies, Kolkata companies and any other companies which are described as a shell company. Unsecured loan you have taken from the shell company, and unsecured loan and subsequent year you have paid that particular unsecured loan, whether the addition has been sustained or not. Friends, in the particular long-term capital gain, the several tribunal has held that who is the buyer and who is the buyer of this particular shares, SEC don't know, because you have sold the share either from the Bombay Stock Exchange or from the National Stock Exchange. In between, these are the Bombay Stock Exchange and the National Stock Exchange. You don't know who is the buyer. If you don't know who is the buyer, how it is the arrangement between the two people? Only one people has, for some of the persons, has given the statement on the oath that I am doing this type of the practice and I have given the long-term capital gain to XYZ persons. Only basis of that particular person and company is not performing. Friends, several of the companies in the SME stock exchange, I have seen that from 30 rupees or 20 rupees, the price is 1000 rupees and the company is not performing. In the share market, the performing of the company is not only base, there are several other factors also. So many various, the tribunal has given the relief to the SEC that where person is not known, transaction has been done on the floor of the stock exchange, purchased from the account pay check, shares are held in more than 12 months in the demat account. Friends, no addition can be done. Only basis of any person has given the statement that I am providing the long-term capital gain or providing the entry in the form of the long-term capital gain, the addition cannot be sustained in the eyes of the law. Friends, in the Bombay High Court, in the various cases, recently has held that addition cannot be sustained. Friends, in the same way, in the share capital, where three ingredients of Section 68, identity, creditworthiness, and the genuineness, all the three ingredients has been proved before the assessing officer. Friends, the tribunal has held that no addition can be done because Section 68 says is satisfied of the assessing officer. How he will satisfied, we all chartered accountant don't know. So where identity, creditworthiness and the genuineness, three ingredients of the section 68 is you have satisfied, no addition can be done. Friends, very important case I discuss, where one company has issued the share to the another company again issued the share to that particular company, means transaction is happen in the barter system. मैंने पुरुषोत्तम खंडेलवाल जी को शेयर इश्यू किए, पुरुषोत्तम खंडेलवाल जी ने उनकी कंपनी के शेयर इश्यू किए. असिस्टिंग ऑफिसर हैज एडेड अंडर सेक्शन 68 whole of the amount that this transaction is the bogus transaction and nowhere exist in the books of account. Friends, the tribunal and high court has held that no addition can be done where there is no involvement of the money, because section 68 start with the words any sum credited in the books of account. There is no sum credited books of account, only this transaction is in the barter system. I have issued the share to the X issued the share to the me. It is the barter system of the accounting. Friends, though there is no sum credited, and sum is defined by the Supreme Court. What is sum? Friends, sum means any money is credited in the books of account. That is called sum. Where any money is not credited in the books of account, there is no addition under section 68 in any of the section. Friends, this sum has been defined in one of the case of the ATG. In ATG का जब भी आप डिडक्शन लेते हो, उसके अंदर यदि आपने कोई एक फ्लैट किसी को डोनेशन कर दिया, आपको ATG का डोनेशन नहीं मिलेगा. ATG के डोनेशन के लिए सम होना चाहिए, पैसा होना चाहिए, तो ही आपको ATG का डिडक्शन मिलेगा. This sum is defined by in this particular case. On that basis, in several cases, a relief has been granted to the SSC where there is no involvement of the case. So many in the lovely export, everyone we know, friends, the Supreme Court and High Court has given various relief to the various SSC. Friends, in the same way, for the unsecured loan, again, the assessing officer has added, and where identity, creditworthiness and the genuineness, all the three ingredients we have proved, there is no addition for section 68 for the unsecured loan. Friends, where unsecured loan has been taken and repayment during the subsequent year, whether the addition has been sustained or not. Friends, where repayment has been done in the subsequent year, it is very much clear that identity, creditworthiness and genuineness, all the three ingredients has been proved, and the various High Court has given the relief in the case where the subsequent repayment of the unsecured loan. So I have given various cases law where unsecured loan again repaid in the subsequent year. Friends, in the demonetization case, in demonetization cases, the assessing officer has added under two sections. Somewhere he has added under section 68, somewhere he has added under section 69A, unaccounted money. Where addition has been made under section 68, the tribunal has held that your bookshop account has been audited. You have already credited in the bookshop account this particular money, and already you have your stock, your weight return, each and everything has been filed. Friends, whenever any addition has been done under section 68, and assessing officer has added whole amount which is deposited during the course of the period of the demonetization, friends, each and every SSC has taken the relief from the tribunal that this particular amount is already credited in the books of account. No addition can be done under section 68. Number one. Sometime assessing officer has added under section 69A. 69A specifically says for the unaccounted money. Friends, the tribunal has held that addition cannot be done where cash has been deposited and books of account has been audited and it is already shown as a sales. How it is unaccounted money? your stock has been already less, your purchase and sales has corresponding is there, you have paid on the profit on the net profit, the addition cannot be done on section 69A and section 68 in both of the section which cash has been deposited during the course of the demonetization period. Each and every SSC has taken the relief from the tribunal. Friends, these all are the landmark decision of the tribunal, various tribunal where SSC has get the relief from the tribunal where section 68 and section 69A section has been attracted at the time of the assessment proceeding. Friends, again I am discussing very important case. Whenever any assessment has been done in the central circle, सर्च असेसमेंट सभी सेंट्रल सर्कल में होते हैं, सर्च का जब भी कोई असेसमेंट सेंट्रल सर्कल में होता है, that particular time the assessing officer has take the prior approval from the joint commissioner or the additional commissioner before passing the assessment order. And if the CIT is feel that this assessment order is erroneous and he has passed the 263 order, the revision order, friends, the ITAT and High Court has held that where assessment has been done in the central circle and prior approval has been taken from the joint commissioner or additional commissioner before passing that particular order, the CIT cannot revise that particular order under section 263 because there is a China wall between the assessment order and the CIT. Friends, approval has been taken from the joint commissioner and the additional commissioner. If CIT revise that under section 263 because he takes the approval under section 153D, and if CIT has take the CIT give the approval for the 263, friends, it is unreasonable for the what will happen about the 153D where approval has been given by the additional commissioner or joint commissioner for passing the order under section under the central circle cases where search has been happen. So it is very important case, friends, where in the case of the search cases where CIT has revised the order under section 263, revision cannot be happen where assessment order has been passed by the assessing officer with the prior approval of the joint commissioner or the additional commissioner. It is very important case. Friends, the word appropriate and reprobate. What is appropriate and reprobate? ये बहुत important judgment है. What is appropriate and reprobate? Appropriate and reprobate has been defined in the German. Friends, one-sided your assessing officer has said that your books of account is correct. He accepted your books of account. And one-sided, another hand, he says that आपने 10 करोड़ रुपए का इसमें बोगस एक्सपेंसेस लिया है. At the same time, he is accepting your books of account and net profit and gross profit. At the same time, another hand, he is saying that you have taken the bogus entry in the form of the expenses of rupees 10 crore rupees. Friends, the Delhi tribunal has held that assessing officer in the same time cannot be hot and cold. Same time, in the same assessment order, he cannot taken the view of two because once he accepted your books of account and tax on the net profit, he has accepted each and everything from your books of account. All your purchase, all your sale and all your expenses. So same time, he cannot give two decisions. One hand, he is accepting your books of account and another hand, he is rejecting your expenses and taxing again. Because when he has accepted your net profit, it means he has accepted each and everything. So it is very important decision from Delhi tribunal that assessing officer cannot take the two view for the appropriate and reprobate. Friends, again it is very important decision. When assessing officer given the notice under section 148AB, that time amount has been written for the 1 crore rupees or 2 crore rupees, whatever amount. Ultimately, when he passed the order, he has added only 30 lakhs rupees. He has taken the approval when notice has been issued under section 148. That time he has taken the approval from the PCCIT, and the 3 years already has been lapsed. Ultimately, addition is only for the 20 lakhs. Whole assessment order is bad in law, because when he has passed the order, that amount is important, not the reopening amount is important, because he has reason to believe, not is the reason to suspect, he has reason to believe that this particular amount has income escaping. If his income, he is reason to believe that more than 50 lakhs rupees is the income escaping assessment, he has taken the prior approval from the PCCIT after the 3 years. But ultimately he has added only 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs or less than 50 lakhs rupees. Whole assessment is bad in law, because in that particular case, assessment cannot be reopened after the 3 years. Friends, with these words, I thanks to each one of you for patience hearing, and if you have any question, friends, as per my best knowledge, I will give reply. Friends, argument before the tribunal is a very important art. In CIT appeal, it takes 3 years, 4 years, 2 years, 1 year. But before the tribunal, it takes only not more than 10 minutes for arguing that particular cases. Lot of litigation is coming in the GST and in the income tax. I request each one of you, prepare yourself for arguing the cases before the GST and the income tax, because we brief to the advocate and another counselor for arguing that particular matter. Each and every information we give to the advocate and another counselor, and he charges 1 lakhs rupees, 2 lakhs rupees, 5 lakhs rupees, 10 lakhs rupees. Moment you will prepare the case, friends, automatically you will be, confidence comes in your heart that I can argue this particular case. Friends, again, my request is, the networking guidelines is coming. You take the maximum benefit of the networking guidelines. Always I have seen that we are sitting here around 200 chartered accountant. आपके किसी क्लाइंट को दुबई में एक कंपनी बनानी है, जर्मनी में एक कंपनी बनानी है, 5-7 दिन तक तो आप उसका फ़ोन उठाओगे और 5-7 दिन के बाद उसका फ़ोन उठाना बंद कर दोगे. We always says works goes to Big Four, and Big Four charges for 20 lakhs rupees, 30 lakhs rupees. For PAN card, they charges for 1 lakh rupees. Friends, because we have no infrastructures, जर्मनी और दुबई की तो बात छोड़ दो, if your client comes with you and says मुझे बॉम्बे के अंदर ये काम है, friends, you will talk to 3-4 people, और जिसका नेटवर्क है वो 3-4 से भी बात करेगा. अदरवाइज बॉम्बे के अंदर, अहमदाबाद, कलकत्ता में, दिल्ली में, नागपुर में यदि आपके पास कोई क्लाइंट आ गया, अगेन that works goes to the another chartered accountant firm. So lot of opportunities are there. How many chartered accountant is seen our ICAI website regularly? Honestly tell me. Friends, every day in the particular tender monitoring slide, you see each and every day new 10 empanelment comes on the website. आपको कहीं जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. यदि 1 साल तक आपने सिर्फ वो एम्पेनलमेंट कर दिए, फ्रेंड्स, आई एश्योर यू योर practice will be grow by more than 1 crore rupees in that particular year. We not seen the website of our ICAI only. We are coming out with the one litigation program of the GST. We are launching after 15 days. Friends, only 10,000 rupees is the costing for 8 days program, 8 days whole program. We are organizing for the Friday, Saturday, because in the GST, chartered accountant don't know how to file the appeal. So all the litigation things only comes with this particular, in that particular program. I request each one of you, please join that program for 8 days. Friends, when service tax regime was there, how many service tax SSC? Only 17 lakh SSC. And how many the GST SSC? More than 1 crore. Government of India, department focus is also on the GST. Only this is 7 to 8 years old baby. Income tax is more than 100-year old. So many experts are in the income tax. But in the GST, in next 100 years, what will happen? और GST की प्रैक्टिस सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट ये है, GST की प्रैक्टिस only our medium size firm do. Big four are not doing the GST practice. So lot of opportunities in the particular in the GST. Friends, one more thing, ROC के काम के लिए, ROC के litigation के लिए Big Four नहीं है. Again, lot of practice in the ROC work. Only we chartered accountant do the practice in the ROC. Only our chartered accountant in insolvency, only we are the RP. Actual work goes to the advocate. Our focus is only for the limited compliance work. So I request each one of you, wherever any litigation matter comes, litigation matters only do 1% and 2% out of the total population of that professional. So take the litigation work. Always litigation will be there, either in the GST, in the Benami, in the black money, in the income tax, GST, any of the act. And more revenue in the litigation work. Friends, these words, I thanks to each one of you for patience hearing and giving me this opportunity by the Ahmedabad branch for sharing my views. Thank you, friends. If you have any suggestion, please send mail to the dtc@icai.in, because again 1 month is there. We will give to the select committee, and most of the suggestion given by our institute, they are accepting. If you want to become, every Thursday, we do one webinar under the Direct Tax Committee. Friends, 4:30 to 6:30, and every Friday, we do one webinar under the CP Committee. I request each one of you, next Thursday and Friday, Thursday timing is 4:30 to 6:30 and Friday timing is 4 to 6. I request each one of you, एक बार आप उस वेबिनार को सुनना. In each and every Friday and Saturday, you will heard that particular webinar from your office only. Lot of information are giving by the institute, but sometime lack of the awareness, people are not taking this particular benefit of each and every program that we are doing from the head office, branches level and the regional level. Friends, if you have any type of the query regarding the, not only for the subject, regarding any your grievance, just you tell to me. My best of the knowledge, friends, I will solve within couple of the days. If any of the grievance related to exam, related to your student members, friend, if you have any idea, just you mail to me on my personal email ID, friends, and my best of the things I will resolve each and every query.
I would like to thank our esteemed speaker, Sri Vishnu Kumar Agarwal ji, on behalf of all the members of Ahmedabad branch of WIRC of ICAI. I'm sure this session would have enriched all of us regarding various important judgments and valuable insight on how to read notices and how to give replies. Then I would also like to thank Direct Tax Committee of ICAI for allowing Ahmedabad branch of ICAI to host the Direct Tax National Convention. And thank you all the participants for patience hearing and enrolling in this seminar. Thank you all.